But, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Neoplanet S, and in the top right corner of the map, playing for my insanity, it is DaNa. Of course, you can check him out at RadicDaNa on Twitter.
And his opponent. Currently up 2-0, apparently taking build order requests out of his Twitch TV chat. It is the Blue Terran player, Puppy King, aka Byun Prime. You can follow him. If you're not, I have absolutely no idea why you wouldn't be.
So he's actually asking his stream chat, like, what should I do next?
Yeah.
Try this out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually, I have to say. DaNa, though, I mean, he's got to be in a situation now where you're kind of like, no matter how good of a player you are, when you realize you're down 2 in a series, I mean, it's not like this is his final game. It's a best of 7. You still got a chance to come back into this, but it's not a good situation to be in, mentally or literally.
Yeah. It does seem like he's actually going to open with Barracks first again. I'm really kind of surprised. He is a player that likes to stick with his CC firsts a lot in this matchup.
Well, this could be a sort of show match mentality, you know, when you're known for doing one particular thing, don't do it in a show match, you know?
That's true. We are going to see a hatch first out of DaNa, though, so it will not be another 10 pool. So, is looking to go for that macro game. It's difficult for Zerg players to be able to defend a third base on this map, though, especially a fourth once you take it. Kind of similarly to Ohana, it is a relatively small map, and you do have this. Your third and your fourth are on complete opposite sides. There's no clear, like, oh, well, I'm just going to extend myself over. It's very difficult to cover all that ground, regardless of whether or not you have creep spread. This is something that DaNa does tend to, it is a strength of his play. He does like to go for that pretty early creep spread, always getting a macro queen out to aid that. And
well, it's kind of funny. You consider we're only 2 games in, but both games.
Game paused.
We have an awkward pause. Cat problems. But yeah, both games, like, they had awkward openings. Like, when do you see an 888 be the first game in a series? When do you see a 10 pool follow up the second game of the series, right? Puppy King loves cats.
Admittedly, his puppy actually resembles a cat more than it does a puppy. I can see that. I still think he should have like a 24/7 stream cam with just his puppy in there.
Well, I know there's some, back when Diablo was a big thing, we had some people who would just stream their cat instead of their face. Like,
yeah.
No player cam at all, just the
Yeah,
cat
no,
sleeping.
in a similar vein. Yeah, that's definitely where I was drawing that from.
The internet loves cats, man. That's what it comes down to.
That's true, cat memes are pretty common.
I mean, we see here, whether you're a puppy king or not, I love cat. Okay, DaNa hopefully will be able to find himself in a more comfortable position this game. Because again, like I was just talking about during the pause, like we had really weird openers, I feel, for these first 2 games. Nothing typical or standard, I guess you could refer to it as. But, man, Byun, with his micro today, has just been out of this world.
Yeah. It is going to be a double gas follow-up, so he does want to commit to Reactor Hellions at some point following this, most likely. We could also see Mech. This isn't the greatest map in the world for it, regardless of what matchup you're playing against, but...
Yeah, double gas this early is a little bit questionable. I mean, you would see double gas like this for the old school builds where people would go for like a Banshee earlier or something, but I haven't seen anyone open with Banshees in pretty much the entirety of HOTS. I think I saw Luciferon do it 1 game, and that's it.
Byun's been actually experimenting with it a lot on ladder recently, which is kind of, especially in TVT. I haven't seen it as much in this matchup, I think, due to the fact that a lot of Zergs are like really going pretty gung-ho for those faster layers.
Yeah, I'm quite curious if we're going to see a second factory or if this will be some sort of drop or what we're going to see come out of this next. But he's got the command center of the low ground, so I mean, he's going to have the economy to support whatever it is he chooses to go for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, DaNa, not quite having that third base up, but that's nothing too out of the ordinary. You don't want to have 3 bases up. Like, we saw last game, the problem was that he couldn't get 3 bases up, period. But you also don't want to have 3 bases up too early, or it leaves you very vulnerable to anything that could come.
Yeah. We'll see if Byun wants to go for a contain here with a couple Widow Mines first into Hellion production, or if he's just going to go with Hellions for map control. His opponent will have speed. Oh, and here's the armory. This is a very
So
common
this is gonna
build
be
that we're seeing
Hellbats.
now. Yeah, he's gonna go for a starship, not starship. My God,
Starship
a
Hellbat.
starport. Yeah, there will be a starship constructed now.
If this was Johnny Rico, we could make so many jokes
Oh,
off of that.
oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
so
definitely.
Hellbats right now, I feel a lot of Zerg players in general are struggling at dealing with them. And that's because of the compositions they go for. Like, if we see DaNa go for some sort of Zergling muted Bane Lane composition again, yeah, he's going to lose those Hellbats, no question about it. But by getting this Roach Warren out earlier, has he scouted any of this? No, this is just him choosing to go for a different tech path this game, and it might just be the right one. Roaches on their own, standing toe to toe, they don't really stand up to Hellbats, but you can kite them, especially on creep. You do a lot of damage, but
It's just their utility through medevacs and medevac boosters is just you can destroy so many drones. You'll engage cost effectively as long as you get 2 Hellbats in your opponent's mineral line. Like you will get kills enough to justify them. And at this point, I'm actually interested to see whether we're going to see this double eBay follow up into Bio or if he's going to add on more factories. Byun has been known to mech in both TBT and TBZ here.
no,
So
I'm
I
curious.
wouldn't be all too surprised.
Unfortunately, DaNa sacrificing the Overlord didn't get too much of the crucial information he needed. I mean, he saw the reactor and the starport. Now the reactored starport might be enough to hint like something crazy is coming, but uh-oh, these Hellions getting into the main, getting right past those queens. But Roach is already on the field.
Yeah. This also serves as very nice scouting information for him.
Well, he picks off a couple workers too, as well, but DaNa's going to have these Roaches in a good position. If he's postured in the middle of the map and you've got the Hellbat drop in your main, you are not going to respond in time to clean that up very quickly.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's not just going to be Hellbats, but it's going to be double Hellbat drops at the same time. So the potential for damage in this is huge. There's a lot of players, like I'll cite him here as an example, TLO. A guy who always has tons of static defense, I feel, in all of his mineral lines. And I'm not talking a Spore Crawler, but like a Spore Crawler or 2 Spines even. Just because it helps deal with the threat of Hellbats so effectively.
And here come the first 2 drops. They will be making their way over into the natural, where DaNa does have a Spore Crawler positioned. No Spine, though, and only 1 Queen, and a handful of Roaches here at the natural.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he sees this medevac coming, Panda, I feel if he doesn't pull the drones, he's just going to lose so many.
Yeah. Byun is committing to Bio following this up. EB is already down, and adding in 4 additional racks at this point. Should see him float out his 3rd CC relatively soon as well.
Alright, well, here come the drops. The Roaches moved into position immediately, but Byun just kind of going right over top of everything. Might lose a medevac before anything comes out of it. 1 medevac does fall. Going to pick up
Very
8.
nice reaction time by DaNa on a whole.
3 Queens doing a ton of damage to that medevac, but there's nothing here defending the space. 1 Spore Crawler
The
can't
4th
even pick
Queen
this
and
off.
Spore Crawler will be able to pick this off, and ooh, Byun skating around death. No, the Spore gets it.
Still gets it, so no damage for those Hellions. And that couldn't have gone better for DaNa.
Ridiculously well defended by DaNa. Nice positioning on the Spore Crawlers too, and that's a very big investment by Byun that is kind of really going unrewarded.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the vision of DaNa, I mean, he never got to confirm that armory, but you know, seeing lots of reactors come down early, you gotta know something's coming. And I don't know if that really gave way to the fact that Hellbats were coming, but seeing a reactor go down for a starport says some sort of drop is coming, regardless of what it is. But he's also got 3 idle workers here in the natural. A little bit scary here for DaNa. Just kind of chilling, making the Triforce.
Yeah, it's what they do, man. There's Zelda fans.
But look at this creep spread on both sides of the map. Having overreacted earlier on and making tons of queens for those Hellions, he's got more than enough to not only inject every hatchery, but make so much creep.
I like this by Byun. He's just like gradually progressing forward with the Widow Mines, making sure he has all of his bases covered. Like not in a literal sense, but more in a figurative sense.
I'm a little curious on DaNa's choice for the tech swap here too, by the way. I mean, he started with the Roaches, and he saw that, okay, the Hellbats were coming. But yeah, now he's going for the melee.
This is completely necessary to be able to combat Bio. You're looking for synergy in late game upgrades too. Ultra transition is far more common and far more sustainable than Roach Hydra, especially on this map. And the mutas will allow you to deal with medevacs, and drops, especially with boosters, are becoming increasingly painful for Zoiks to deal with, as Terrans are just incorporating them more and more into the play.
This base is a little exposed, and these roaches are going to find themselves in a world of hurt. DaNa cannot engage like this.
He does have a number of lings on the field, and no mines are actually forward here. DaNa's actually looking to take this engagement. If he can get a Lynx around, this could possibly end favorably for him.
Mutalisks are not targeting down the medevacs though. There we go, starting to shoot them down. One medevac almost going down, does get away thanks to that boost, but Motomine's gonna...
The mutas though?
Ooh, taking some heavy hits there.
And that's a lot of gas, man. That was just 400 gas down the drain, and still Widow Mines.
Actually, not the best hit with that Motomine. There's so many Zerglings that got through here. Widow Mine's actually soaking up the damage with the Mutalisks, and DaNa forcing a liftoff.
Unfortunately, there is a wall at the back here, so...
So he can't get out. Yeah, he's got to fight. No question about it.
Oh, nice target firing there, right Byun. People will be able to clean this up. Did lose a fair amount of SCVs, though. 17 workers killed by DaNa. The third base didn't go down, though. I mean, it is an orbital. You can't lift it.
Scumbag tearing buildings.
Except for the E-base, man.
Oh, we're in danger?
I
Right
want
away.
a patch.
Yeah, why were eBay's never given the ability to lift? That still has not registered.
The fact that they were in Brood War 2, it just makes no sense. Like, I'm waiting for them to patch it, man. With as many bunker changes as there have been, I can't.
I love this control out of DaNa. Like, even when he knows he's lost a big fight, he still goes in with the Mulos, and he does a ton of harass with them. Oh, not quite get the reactor, sadly. It is burning.
Here come the SCVs, though.
Yeah, there's that repair. But I mean, this is him being active on the map. A lot of players, you know, they might be like, okay, let's just turtle up, collect my forces, and do what I can. But no, DaNa actively pursuing ways to just continue to harass without taking heavy losses. And oh, he's got to be careful. Not only is there a turret, but there's a Widowmine, 2 more on the way. Might get this depot. And more importantly, the supply blocks Byun, albeit just barely. So we do have 6 more depots coming out in the main.
Infestation Pit just completed at this point. There's the Hive morphing, so Ultralists are on the way. With the creep spread, he'll be able to buy himself a little bit of time, but unfortunately, the main front that Byun really wants to be attacking, there really isn't all that much creep spread to aid DaNa. Scan goes down over everything, but there's just so many Widow Mines here. And Byun's micro, as we've seen so far in the series.
It feels like there's some sort of AI target assist, man. Like, it's ridiculous how quickly he targets these banelings down, but we've got the Widow Mines coming forward. DaNa's got to be careful. He's gonna, try and bait out some of these hits, but not quite able to, sadly. But there's so many banelings here. There's 30 banelings.
Yeah, but you can't, like, as a Zerg, you can't engage through one angle like this.
Oh, but some nice hits on both the Widow Mines and the banelings.
Yeah.
And this will give the option of DaNa to move forward. One last Widowmine does stand.
There just aren't enough units out here for DaNa anymore. The remainder will be easily cleaned up with
look at the splits.
Brilliant positioning by Byun. You need to spread your landmines. This is what separates a GM player on an A or EU from like a Master Korean Terran. You need to be able to control your engagements to the effect that Byun is.
Well, we'll get that chitinous plating coming this time, and if it doesn't get sniped this game, we may see more improved Ultras, but he might not need it. Taking a nice engage there is DaNa, but the reinforcements. Yeah. DaNa getting a little overzealous, trying to surround the Marines, hold them in place for the Widowmine to actually do a lot of splash damage. Friendly fire is... Oh, actually, there we go. Widowmine's canceling out all the Zerglings.
Byun doesn't actually have any Widowmines left on the field. If DaNa had come out of that with just a few more banelings, that could potentially have ended up by... DaNa camping his opponent's production and thereby ending the game.
Yeah,
but this Ultralist Cavern is getting close to completion, so...
Yeah, 3-3 already on the way, and I mean, the biggest thing about the Ultra Cavern, it did not work game 1 because it was sniped off. It's so hard to utilize Ultralists without chitinous plating, but we're going to actually have them this game. I imagine it's at the natural. There's a million times harder to snipe off than the main, but DaNa, again, with a lot of idle drones hanging around the map.
And we do have a 5th on the way here for DaNa. 3-3 on the way from Byun. Pretty evenly timed upgrades. Chitinous plating will actually be finishing up around the same time as Byun's 3-3. A 4th on the way for Byun, but he's definitely on the back foot a little bit more so.
Oh yeah, that's another big thing to consider here, guys. Byun's playing in North America. He's got considerably less lag than DaNa, who's playing from Europe to North America. But again, both these players have had such good control, you wouldn't know it unless I told you.
Let's see. DaNa moving out here with a couple of mutas. Oh, could potentially get a Widowmine snipe. No.
Doesn't quite get it, but it does soak up one of the Widowmine's damage for the time being.
The Widowmine count for Byun is definitely hurting a little bit. He does have
the Ultras. Again, I feel DaNa maybe revealing his Ultras a little preemptively, but wanting to take this fight.
All of the Widow Mines are deployed.
Yeah, there's very little left. 2 more, 3 more in the back.
But the Lings are all in front, the Lings and the Banes.
Yeah, the
They'll
Ultras.
soak up these reinforcement Widow Mines.
But the Ultras are still pushing forward. Lots of Baneling hits going off. Marines stimmed like crazy, running for their lives. And DaNa's just chasing this down. But those Widow Mines just a little too much.
Thank you, DaNa. No. Get that Ultra away.
Yeah, keep those Ultras alive, transfuse them. But we got the hit from the Mutalisks coming in at the third base location.
Yeah.
Gonna pick off quite a few SCVs. He might lose these Mutalisks, but if he can get enough SCVs, it will 100% be worth it.
And that was exactly what he needed there. The previous game on Daybreak, we saw DaNa overcommit and move into the Terran's natural before he really had the reinforcements to be able to deal with that. Whereas this game, he got out of there with every single one of his Ultras alive. And he does have enough Queens on the map.
And he's got Chitinous now too. That +5. I don't know, Panda, what do you think? We got another engage looking to happen. Ultra soaking up so much of that damage, but he needs to keep some of them alive. He can't just sacrifice all of his Ultralisks.
Brilliant spread by Byun though, initially. The Banelings are actually connecting with the Marines
but there's still a Widow Mine.
Though. And Byun just doesn't have the units on the map to be able to deal with this. I mean, there's nowhere for him to retreat at this point. He's losing pretty much his last mining base, and there's a good game. So DaNa has taken the first map off of Byun.
Well done.